step into the water, pause. Give yourself just 10 minutes. 10 minutes to return to the one who created the purity you seek. Because before we cleanse the body, the heart deserves its own cleansing. In those moments before you bathe, sit with yourself and remember that Allah is closer than the very breath you're about to release. These few minutes can become your sanctuary, your quiet conversation with the Lord of the heavens, your chance to realign your intentions, to breathe out the heaviness you've been carrying, and to remind your soul that it was created for more than stress, noise, and rushing through life. When you spend those 10 minutes remembering Allah, you are not just preparing for a bath, you are preparing your heart for clarity, for peace, and for the strength that only comes from turning inward before turning outward. It is in these small acts that Allah places immense blessing, transforming an ordinary moment into a doorway towards spiritual renewal. Before you sleep, give your heart 20 minutes to return to Allah. 20 minutes may seem small, almost insignificant, but the truth is that these minutes can reshape your entire inner world. When the night settles, when the noise fades, and when the world around you begins to quiet down, there is a different kind of stillness that enters the soul. A stillness that feels like a doorway. A stillness that Allah places in the night, not to be ignored, but to be entered. In these moments before sleep, the heart becomes softer, more open, more honest. We can finally hear the whispers of our own soul and the calls from the one who never leaves us, even in our most silent battles. These 20 minutes are not about routine, but about returning. Returning from the distractions. Returning from the exhaustion. Returning from the disappointments you have gathered throughout the day. Every conversation that drained you, every thought that weighed on you, every fear that lingered in your chest, all of it can be placed before Allah in these minutes of stillness. You are not just preparing for sleep. You are preparing your heart to rest in a state of surrender. When your day is full of noise, it's easy to forget the subtle ways your soul gets pulled in different directions. It's easy to overlook the spiritual dust that settles on your heart, the small frustrations that accumulate, the quiet sadness that you keep pushing aside because you don't have time to feel it. But the night gives you time. The night gives you space. Allah in His mercy has placed healing in the stillness of the night because He knows how heavy your days can be. He knows how much you carry, how much you hide behind your smile, how much you want to be strong for others even when your own heart feels fragile. These 20 minutes before sleep are a chance to stop pretending, a chance to stop performing strength, a chance to be real with the one who already knows the truth of your heart. When you sit with Allah before sleep, you allow His mercy to wash over the parts of you that no one sees. You allow His light to enter the corners of your heart that you've ignored. You allow His reassurance to slowly replace your fear. In these 20 minutes, speak to Allah with honesty, not with perfect words, not with rehearsed phrases. Speak to Him the way your heart naturally speaks when it is tired, when it is longing, when it feels unsure. Tell Him what overwhelmed you today. Tell Him what confused you. Tell Him what hurt. Tell Him what you fear about tomorrow. These words do not push Him away, they draw Him closer. Allah loves when His servants turn to Him with vulnerability. He loves when you admit your limits, because it is in acknowledging your limits that you recognize His unlimited power. You do not need to be strong in these minutes, you just need to be sincere. Because sincerity is what brings the heart back to its creator. When you take these minutes before sleep to reconnect with Allah, something subtle begins to shift within you. Your breathing becomes calmer. Your thoughts slow down. That inner knot in your chest that felt tight all day begins to loosen. This is not accidental. This is the mercy of Allah meeting your exhaustion. This is the tranquility He promised. This is the peace that does not come from the world, but from the one who created peace itself. You may not notice it immediately, but the heart knows when it is being held. The heart knows when it is in the presence of the one who understands it better than anyone else. When you turn to Allah, you are returning to the one who knows how to heal you without you needing to explain where it hurts and why it hurts. These 20 minutes before sleep are also a chance for reflection. Reflection is a powerful spiritual tool. It allows you to step outside of your day and examine it from a place of wisdom rather than emotion. Ask yourself, what did I learn today? Where did I fall short? Where did I succeed? Where did I forget Allah? Where did I remember Him? Reflection teaches the heart humility. It reminds you that your journey is not about perfection. It is about progression. Every day carries its own lessons, and the heart that pauses to reflect becomes a heart that grows. Reflection at night turns experiences into understanding, mistakes into corrections, and struggles into spiritual refining. It helps you realign your intentions, purify your motives, and renew your direction. And when you reflect, don't forget gratitude. In these minutes, let gratitude wash over your heart. Even if the day was difficult, even if the hours felt heavy, there was still something, maybe small, maybe unseen by others, maybe unnoticed in the rush, but something that Allah placed in your day as a gift. Maybe it was a moment of quiet, maybe a smile from someone, maybe the ability to breathe, to walk, to see, to hear, maybe a moment of protection you didn't even recognize. Gratitude is not about ignoring pain or pretending everything is perfect. It is about acknowledging that even in hardship, Allah never stops sending His mercy in countless small ways. Gratitude softens the heart and opens the door to deeper faith. It reminds you that even when life feels unstable, Allah is still giving, still guiding, still holding every detail of your life with wisdom. Part of these 20 minutes is also releasing what the day attached to you, releasing the anger, the disappointment, the comparison, the anxiety, the grudges you didn't even realize you were carrying. Release them into the hands of Allah. You do not need to go to sleep with heaviness in your chest. You do not need to store pain inside your heart like a secret burden. Let it go. Trust that Allah can handle what you are struggling to carry. You don't need to solve everything before sleep. You just need to surrender everything to the one who already knows the solution. Release the people who hurt you. Release the moments that drained you. Release the expectations you placed on yourself that were too heavy. Allah does not ask you to carry more than you can handle, but sometimes you carry more because you forget that He is ready to lift it from you when you ask. Let these minutes be your sanctuary, your safe place, your private meeting with the one who has never left you, not even for a heartbeat. The world may demand strength from you all day, but in these minutes before sleep, Allah allows you to be gentle with yourself. He allows you to rest spiritually before you rest physically. When you sit in this quiet surrender, your soul begins to remember its true home. The world is temporary. Its pain is temporary. Its pressure is temporary. But the peace that comes from returning to Allah, that peace is real, deep, lasting. A peace that does not depend on circumstances but on connection. A peace that you carry into your sleep and wake up with in your morning. These moments before sleep also prepare your heart for tomorrow. When you end your day with Allah, you begin the next day with strength. When you sleep with a heart that has returned to its Creator, you wake with a heart that feels lighter. The worries that felt huge the night before shrink in the presence of faith. The chaos of life feels less overwhelming when your inner world is anchored. These 20 minutes are not just moments, they are seeds planted for the next day. And every seed of remembrance grows into something beautiful in your life. It grows into patience. It grows into resilience. It grows into clarity. It grows into a stronger bond with Allah. It grows into the quiet confidence that no matter what happens in your day, you are not alone. When you spend these minutes reconnecting with Allah, you are investing in your inner peace. You are creating space for divine healing. You are training your heart to turn inward before it turns outward, to seek from Allah before seeking from people, to trust the unseen more than the temporary. These minutes teach you to live from a place of depth, not distraction, to live from a place of faith, not fear, to live from a place of surrender, not exhaustion. They remind you that you do not have to control everything. You just have to trust the one who controls everything. When you give your heart these minutes, you begin to sleep differently. Your sleep becomes a form of worship. Your rest becomes an act of surrender. Your dreams become lighter. Your soul becomes calmer. Even your body feels the spiritual weight lifting. The heart and the soul are deeply connected to the body, and when one finds peace, the other follows. These 20 minutes are not only for your spirituality, they are for your mental health, your emotional well-being, your stability, your clarity, your balance. The night is a mercy. The quiet is a mercy. These minutes are a mercy. They are a gift from the one who knows how much your heart needs them. A gift that can transform your nights and your mornings, your worries and your hopes, your fears and your faith. A gift that waits for you every night, right before sleep. Release what hurt you today and trust the one who holds tomorrow. These words sound simple, but for a heart that has carried too much for too long, letting go feels like lifting something heavier than the world itself. Yet every evening, when the sky darkens and the world slows down, Allah offers you a quiet invitation to loosen your grip on everything that has been weighing you down. You don't have to sleep with the same wounds you woke up with. You don't have to end your day the same way it drained you. These 20 minutes before you sleep are not meant to just be a pause. They are meant to be a release. A release of what hurt you, a release of what confused you, a release of what tightened your chest and dimmed your spirit throughout the day. And this release is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of trust. Trust in the one who holds your tomorrow just as gently as he held every moment of your past. Sometimes the pain you carry is not loud. It doesn't always show in tears. It doesn't always surface in words. Sometimes it is silent pain, the kind buried deep beneath responsibilities, the kind you hide behind a calm face because you don't want others to worry, the kind you push aside because life doesn't give you time to feel everything you feel. But Allah sees every quiet ache, every silent disappointment, every moment your heart felt alone while surrounded by people. The beauty of these minutes before sleep is that you don't need to hide anymore. You don't need to pretend. You don't need to smile through what drained you. You can finally exhale. You can finally let your heart speak. Allah already knows the depth of your wounds, but He still loves when you turn to Him with them. Because turning to Him is not for Him, it is for you. It is your healing, your relief, your restoration. When you take these 20 minutes to release what hurt you, you are telling Allah, I trust your wisdom more than my fear. I trust your plan more than my confusion. I trust your timing more than my impatience. I trust your mercy more than the pain the world gave me today. And trust like this does something powerful inside the heart. It shifts your perspective from, why did this happen to me, to Allah knows something I do not know. It moves you from carrying everything alone to realizing that nothing is truly in your hands anyway. It allows the heart to rest in a place of surrender rather than exhaustion. And surrender is not giving up. It is giving over your burdens to the one who has never failed you, the one who has never abandoned you, the one who never turns away a heart that turns toward Him. Sometimes the hurt you need to release is a word someone said that cut deeper than it should have. Sometimes it's the disappointment of expecting from people who did not show up the way you hoped. Sometimes it's a mistake you made that you keep replaying in your mind. Sometimes it's a fear of the future that feels too big to control. Sometimes it's the heaviness of a test that has lasted longer than your patience. And sometimes it's simply the emptiness that comes from feeling disconnected from yourself and from Allah. But every one of these hurts has a place to go. They are not meant to stay trapped inside your chest. They are meant to be placed gently into the care of the one who can transform pain into strength, confusion into clarity, fear into courage, and heaviness into lightness. Nothing you felt today is too small or too complicated for Allah. Nothing you struggled with today is beyond His mercy. Nothing you lost today is beyond His ability to replace with something better. When you sit with your hurt before sleep, try something simple. Breathe, but breathe with intention. Breathe in knowing Allah is with you. Breathe out, releasing everything that is not yours to carry. Inhale trust, exhale fear, inhale faith, exhale overthinking, inhale hope, exhale the memories that keep you stuck. Breathing becomes a form of worship when done with remembrance. Each breath becomes a reminder Allah is in control, Allah is near, Allah is watching, Allah is guiding, Allah is healing. And healing is not always loud. Sometimes healing looks like a quiet heart that begins to loosen its grip on the things that were never meant to stay. The night teaches you something the day does not. It teaches you that the world rests. Even the most restless hearts can soften in the stillness Allah sends. The night is where Allah brings peace to His servants. The night is where revelations descended. The night is where miracles unfolded. The night is where hearts found clarity that daylight could not give them. When you use the night to release what hurt you, you are walking in the tradition of every heart that found its healing through connection with the Creator. You are stepping into a sacred rhythm, the rhythm of letting go, trusting, and surrendering your tomorrow into the hands of the one who writes it with perfection. Trusting the one who holds tomorrow means understanding that the future is not something you walk into alone. It is something Allah walks you toward with wisdom. Every disappointment today is preparing you for blessings you cannot see yet. Every closed door is guiding you to a better one. Every delay is saving you from harm or preparing you for growth. Every hardship is shaping your character, deepening your faith, strengthening your soul. Allah does not take without giving. He does not hold back without protection. He does not delay without purpose. When you trust Him with tomorrow, you trust that nothing in your life is random. You trust that every moment is written with care and mercy, even when it doesn't feel like it in the moment. You trust that Allah's timing is not late. You trust that what is meant for you will meet you, even if the entire world tries to move it away from you, and what is not meant for you will leave you, even if you try everything to hold on. These 20 minutes before sleep invite you to reflect not just on your pain, but on the way Allah carried you through it. Think of the moments you thought you wouldn't survive but did. Think of the fears that felt overwhelming but eventually passed. Think of the du'as you whispered in tears that were answered in ways you did not expect. Think of the people who hurt you but taught you valuable lessons. Think of the times you felt lost only to discover that Allah was guiding you all along. These reflections soften the heart and open it to deeper trust. They remind you that Allah has always been writing your story with intention, even in the chapters you did not understand. They remind you that you are not walking into tomorrow blindly. You are walking with the one who sees what you cannot see. When you release what hurt you today, your heart becomes lighter, and a lighter heart sleeps differently. A lighter heart breathes differently. A lighter heart wakes up differently. You cannot enter tomorrow carrying the same weight that crushed you today. You deserve to rest. Your soul deserves ease. Your mind deserves peace. And Allah does not deny His servants peace when they seek it sincerely from Him. Let the tears you cried today be washed away with the trust you place in Allah tonight. Let the fears that haunted you today dissolve in the certainty that Allah has already planned a way for you tomorrow. Let the disappointments that tightened your chest today melt into the belief that Allah never closes a door except to open a better one for you. Sometimes releasing hurt means forgiving someone who did not apologize, not because they deserve forgiveness, but because your heart deserves peace. Forgiveness is not denying the pain. It is freeing yourself from it. It is saying, Allah, I leave this matter to you. I no longer carry it in my heart. Sometimes releasing hurt means accepting that some things will not change right now. Some people will not become who you wanted them to be. Some situations will not unfold in the way you imagined. Some plans will not return no matter how tightly you hold on to them. And that acceptance is not giving up. It is surrendering to the wisdom of Allah. It is saying, I trust that if this was good for me, you would have made it mine. There is peace in this kind of trust. A deep, unwavering peace that cannot be shaken by circumstances or people. These minutes before sleep are also a time to make dua. Dua is the bridge between your pain and Allah's mercy. It is the rope that never breaks. It is the comfort that fills your heart even before your prayer is answered. In these minutes, raise your hands or simply raise your heart and whisper everything you fear. Whisper everything you hope for. Whisper everything you long for. Ask Allah to heal the parts of you that still hurt. Ask Him to protect you from what you cannot see. Ask Him to bless your tomorrow in ways better than your dreams. Ask Him to remove the heaviness that sits in your chest. Ask Him to soften your heart. Ask Him to replace your sorrow with serenity. Ask Him to guide you, hold you, strengthen you, and never leave you to yourself for even a moment, and know that Allah listens. He listens even when your voice trembles. He listens even when you have no words. He listens even when your heart is tired. The prayers you make in the quiet of the night travel straight to the one who loves you more than you can imagine. When you trust Allah with tomorrow, your fear of the future begins to dissolve. You stop imagining worst-case scenarios and start imagining divine protection. You stop obsessing over what could go wrong and start believing in what Allah can make go right. You stop relying on your limited strength and start relying on the infinite strength of the one who created strength itself. Trusting Allah with tomorrow is one of the most freeing feelings in the world because it means you no longer walk into the unknown with fear, you walk with faith. It means you no longer carry the burden of controlling everything. You carry the comfort of knowing that Allah controls everything. It means you no longer feel alone in your journey. You feel held, guided, and accompanied by the most loving. And the heart that feels held sleeps with peace, wakes with clarity, and moves through life with a calm that no circumstance can shake. Tonight, let yourself release. Release the heaviness. Release the memories that hurt. Release the fears that exhausted you. Release the expectations that drained you. Release the conversations that lingered. Release the mistakes you keep replaying. Release the people who disappointed you. Release the moments that broke you. Release the thoughts that torment you. And trust that Allah is already writing a tomorrow that is better, softer, more beautiful, and more aligned with your soul than anything you could have written for yourself. Trust that He is preparing you for blessings you cannot see yet. Trust that He is arranging people, opportunities, and moments in ways that will surprise you with their mercy. Trust that He is closer to you tonight than the pain you are trying to let go of. Trust that your tomorrow is safe because it is held by the one who has never failed you.